it's Jasmine here, and today we're going to be making optical illusions with our hands. For this project, you need a Sharpie, color pencils, which are these, drawing pencils, which are also graphite pencils, an eraser, and crayons. Let's get started. So, if you don't know what an optical illusion is basically an image that kind of plays a trick on your eyes, like this one here. It kind of looks like it's moving or like vibrating a little bit. So we're going to be making something like that using our hand in like our example up here. So, to get started, you can start with either a coloring pencil or a Sharpie. I'm going to just start with a Sharpie. And we're going to trace our hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. It never has to be perfect because it's coming from you. And it's beautiful as is. So I have an outline here. And like in this example right here, we're going to make lines going across our entire paper. And to do that, we're going to just make straight lines in the background first. You're going to skip over your fingers. So we're going to make other lines in our fingers after we do our background lines. So that's how it looks without the lines on the fingers. So like in our example that I just showed you with all the colorful lines, we're going to continue the lines, but we're going to curve them upward just a little bit. So it kind of makes it look like it has shape, like it's an actual hand. So like with this one, I'm going to just draw it up just a little bit, but we're still going to connect all of our lines. The long one, you can make a long curved up line just a little bit. You don't need to make it like a hill. It doesn't need to go up all the way. Just a little bit. And that's our hand in our background. So, to color this, you can color it however you want to color it. If you want, just like our example here, you can do extra lines in between your big lines, or you can do all tiny lines. It's all up to you. So in doing this, kind of making it look like an optical illusion, it works best, I believe, if you color both your hand in the background, or you can make the hand more bold, so you can color a little bit harder so it kind of pops out at you a little bit more. It's more noticeable. So I'm just going to start in the pattern here. I'm going to start with pink. And this is going to be a different color. This is a pink one. This is pink, this is pink, this is pink. If it helps you, while you're coloring this, if you need to kind of mark what color goes where before you start fully coloring it, in case you think you might color something the wrong color. So one way to do that is how I just did it. I just colored each line a little bit what it's supposed to be, and I can go back and color it. You can do that. That's going to be pink, different color. This is going to be pink, and this is going to be pink. So now you can go through, you can color everything fully. And one thing to think about when you're doing a project like this is to think about your positive and your negative space. Your positive space is the space where your object lies, so the main part of your piece. So like for this piece here, the hand is the main part, so the hand is the positive space. The background is the negative space. One more line for my hand to color paint. Speaking of line, this entire piece here is made from really simple line work, and line is the most important part of artwork because everything is made from line. When you dance in a line. When you draw in a line. When you paint in a line. Everything is sort of surrounded by line. Like with this piece here, we use mostly straight line. We have a little bit of curved line. We have the line that goes around our hand here. So I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to go in with blue. So I'm going to make my second line work here. So this is going to be blue. That whole line is going to be blue. This whole line is going to be blue. This line, including over here, we can't forget that part. And this line. I'm going to start coloring, filling in that space so that our positive space can all be colored. And one more line of blue on our positive space. So when you're doing this project, you're like, wow, I want to do this again maybe. You don't have to just use your hand. You can use shapes if you want. And you just follow the same kind of principles, which are you draw your shape, which in this case we draw our hand. And then in the background you can draw your straight lines, skipping over your shape. And then whenever you go back into your shape, you draw the connecting lines, but you sort of curve them up just a little bit. Finishing up that blue. So that's our positive space. So this piece so far, our positive space is all filled in. It's really noticeable. And for the background, I'm going to use color pencils. Color pencils are sometimes, most of the time I believe, are not as bold as crayons. They aren't, you can get lighter with color pencils than you can with crayons sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to color each of the lines that kind of match the hand. I'm not going to color it too dark. I'm going to try and keep the hand a little bit more noticeable than the background. But it's all going to blend together. It's all going to look like one piece. One optical illusion. If you want, this whole piece can be just in black and white. If you want it to be just in black and white, you can use more than 2 colors if you can figure out a pattern that works for you and your piece. And that's our pink and our background. The background is kind of blending into our positive space more, so it's all looking like one big positive space. We're going to finish this up with our blue in the background. And that is our optical illusion. So, if you want to look more into this, one artist by the name of Julian Beaver does optical illusion art. He is also a street artist, so he does a lot of murals on the streets. He uses things like chalk and paint that is safe for the streets and the environment. So again, if you want to look into him, his name is Julian Beaver. So once again, that's how we made an optical illusion with our hands. Again, an optical illusion, like this example, is an image that plays tricks on your eyes. And to do this, we use things like positive space and negative space, which are our hand and our background, respectively. So our hand is the positive space and the background is the negative space. We use line to make our optical illusion here, which are the most important things in artwork. They're really basic, but everything is made from line, like our straight lines here and the outline that we made our hand with. And that is everything. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.